Keir Starmer has a history of bland, vague slogans. During the 2019 leadership contest, his team sent every party member a poster of his face which said, integrity, authority, unity. Clearly a fan of the vague triplet, at Labour's 2021 conference, Keir Starmer unveiled this powerful message. Stronger, future, together. In case that slogan didn't feed your lust for abstract nouns, 4 more were added. So along with stronger, future, together, we got work, care, equality, and security. So you got 7 there. You were able to take your pick. Now, you may be relieved to find that when it comes to vague lists of values, Labour has returned to the rule of 3 simplicity rules. This week, Keir Starmer unveiled a new slogan: security, prosperity, respect. It is inspiring stuff. They are, of course, 3 very good things. I'd like to live in security. I'd like to be prosperous, and I like to be treated with respect. A good slogan, though, isn't just about listing nice things. It's also got to be memorable. And on that front, the slogan failed its first test. This was the moment in the Q&A session after the speech where Starmer had a little memory error.
Firstly, I'm very proud to stand in front of the flag. I've done it many times before, including when I was Director of Public Prosecutions representing our country 10 years ago. So I've always been very proud to do so. But it's not just the flag that drives our patriotism. As I said in the speech, it's really the values that lie behind that, the values I've outlined today of security, of prosperity, and respect.
Security, prosperity, and respect, security, prosperity, respect. Dahlia, a test for you. Can you recall all... No, I was going to get you to recall all 4 of Labour's slogans over the past 2 years. There is some repetition in them. So once you've got respect, I think that appears twice. Security definitely appears a couple of times. What do you make of the new slogan?
Instead of ever announcing like policies or visions or even just positions, Keir Starmer just comes out like every 3 months and announces a slogan. And, I'm not saying that I solely know what the perfect strategy for Labour should be right now, but I know that this kind of sloganeering politics is incredibly grating and ineffective. People were and continue to be absolutely saturated in it, particularly during the Blair years. And it's rightly come to feel synonymous with inauthenticity and with people who want to be in power, not because they're driven by a particular vision, but because they just want to be in power for power's sake. That's what it stinks of. And it's a harking back to that kind of politics that a small group of Westminster consultants think, it worked for Blair, it's won Labour elections in the past, so we just need to keep doing it until it wins again. But this is a fundamentally different era. It's one in which this kind of sloganeering political comms gets completely eaten alive in social media. I also think that we have an electorate that is particularly the younger electorate, that is much more literate in terms of policy and in terms of the kinds of visions that they want to see. And also it kind of falls on ears that are very exhausted, and falls on exhausted ears when it comes to what feels like focus group politics. And we are at the moment, we are experiencing overlapping crises, from health crises to climate crisis to economic crises. And at the moment, we need concrete, achievable, but radical frameworks. And, with people that we trust can prepare us not just for the crises that we're in right now, but for the ones that are likely to come in the future. And churning out new slogans made up of 3 sort of abstractly good things every 3 months. It doesn't do that. If anything, it just makes people more suspicious of your motives. It makes them trust you less, because they feel like you've been around in public life for quite a long time now. We feel like we see you on TV all the time, and yet we don't know what drives you. So, I think when we look at the previous leader of the Labour Party, the argument was often made that we had a sort of comprehensive framework of policy change, very substantive policy sort of framework that was poorly messaged. I agree with that to an extent. I think that the reasons that Corbyn was defeated were much deeper than that, much deeper than just comms. But now we have both no framework, no substance, and also no comms, or bad comms. So really, it's a non-starter. And I actually think that every time every time he drops a new slogan, I actually think it backfires a bit, because it just makes you look fake.